Minnesota Timberwolves didn't make any key additions. They just said, hey, we good, which they're not good. Houston is going to be a problem for real. He has been locked in. What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Wrong vs. Right. I'm your host, Jay. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe below and hit that button. Today, we're going over the NBA.com Western Conference Power Rankings. Let's get straight to it. All right, guys, so we're on NBA.com, the offseason power rankings. We're going to start all the way at the bottom with the number 10 seed. And at number 10, he has the San Antonio Spurs. Look, I'll tell you right off the bat, the San Antonio Spurs are way better than the 10th seed in the Western Conference. Their core is Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, and they just drafted Dylan Harper. Key additions also Carter Bryant and Luke Kornet. If your starting lineup has the name Victor Wembanyama in it, you're automatically better than a 10th seed. If you follow Victor Wembanyama this offseason, he has been locked in. I mean, he went down to Asia. He turned into a monk. He's been doing some crazy training, cut his hair off. He is locked in this season. He's been training with Kevin Garnett. We all know the Spurs have a winning organization, a winning team, a winning culture about them. There's no way that if they're healthy, that they're going to remain a 10 seed in the Western Conference or the 10th best team in the Western Conference. So I already disagree with that ranking right there. But let's move along to the number 9 seed. So we have the Memphis Grizzlies. So look, the Memphis Grizzlies are in basketball purgatory. They're not good enough to actually compete for a championship, but they're not bad enough to be like a tanking team. They lost Desmond Bane, who was a key part of their core group of guys in terms of Ja Morant, Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr. Now they're left with Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson. So that's just not enough to get it done, especially in the Western Conference. They also lost Luke Kennard and Jay Huff. These are really solid players I'm talking about. They added Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Ty Jerome, Cedric Howard. I'll be honest, I don't even know who Cedric Howard is, but KCP and Ty Jerome are solid. But the Grizzlies, like I said, they're just stuck right now, man. They're not good enough to compete in the West, and Ja is definitely not fine in the West. Moving along to the number 8 seed. The Dallas Mavericks. So look, we all know the Dallas Mavericks traded away Luka Doncic last season. A highly controversial decision, but we know Adam Silver made up for it by giving them Cooper Flagg. They also were able to add D'Angelo Russell, who's a solid point guard still at this point in his career, and he's really just there to fill in the point guard space while Kyrie Irving recovers. We expect Kyrie to be back maybe like January, February at the earliest, but you know he's going to be out for the majority of the season. So based on that, I can see them being an 8 seed because they still have to wait for Kyrie Irving. But they still have Anthony Davis, who's still one of the best two-way bigs in the entire NBA in terms of being able to give you 30 a night and still be the best defender on the floor. We expect Cooper Flagg to make some noise as well. Even in his rookie season, he's going to be a great two-way player at the wing position. He's going to be a solid offensive player, and we know he's going to be a great defensive player at 6'8" with a long wingspan, and he gives maximum effort. So Dallas has a lot to be excited for. The 8 seed, I'm not really mad at, but that's just given Kyrie Irving not being available. Moving along to the 7 seed. So for the 7 seed, we have the Golden State Warriors. We know Golden State added Jimmy Butler last season. That was a blockbuster trade. And this guy points out in the article that Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, they went 22-5 when they're both in the lineup. So when Steph and Jimmy are on the court, they win basketball. They lost Warrior for life Kevon Looney, and they still have this Jonathan Kuminga situation, which they just can't seem to figure out. I've talked about this in previous videos. Jonathan Kuminga is a bucket, and he is wholeheartedly being held back by the Warriors organization, but specifically Steve Kerr. He plays him 30 minutes some games, and in some games he doesn't play at all. Like, can we get this right? He is way too good to not be getting any minutes in a basketball game. But back to the Warriors overall. The Warriors go as far as Steph Curry goes, as far as Jimmy Butler go. So if they can stay healthy, they're always going to have a shot. Of course, we have Draymond Green, strong leadership, enforcer. He's going to kick somebody in the you-know-what if he has to. The Warriors are always going to be a playoff team as long as Steph Curry is on this team. Moving along to the number 6 seed. So for the number 6, we got the Los Angeles Lakers. We know Luka Doncic has completely transformed his body. He's in shape now, so he's going to be more durable. He's going to be able to get up and down the floor a lot better. Of course, we have LeBron coming back. Some key additions: DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, a shooter, and Marcus Smart, who's a solid on-ball point of attack defender. But a key departure is Dorian Finney-Smith. He's a wing defender that you desperately need in the West. So I'm curious to see who can step up and be that guy, that wing defender on the Lakers, because Marcus Smart can't guard everybody. I expect Austin Reeves to get buckets again. And really, I know what I'm getting from Luka, LeBron, Austin Reeves. Those are the guys I know what to expect. What I don't know what to expect from him is DeAndre Ayton. Can he step up and give you that 15-10 a game or even 19-10 a game? Can he be a dog night in and night out? Because the Lakers desperately need a big man who's reliable. Can he be reliable and not get trapped in the snow like he did with the Portland Trailblazers last season, where he couldn't make the game because he couldn't find a way to get out of the snow in his neighborhood? I mean, come on, man. But the Lakers being the 6th seed, I'm not really mad at it, but I can see how the Lakers and the Warriors could swap, but I'm not mad at the Lakers being the 6th seed. Moving along to number 5. So for number 5, we got the Los Angeles Clippers. So look, I think the Clippers got better this offseason. They added Bradley Beal. Even though Bradley Beal is hurt a lot, he's still a bucket. And when he wants to play defense, he can do that. He's capable. John Collins, he's a solid lob threat for guys like James Harden and Chris Paul. Brook Lopez, he's a pick and pop threat. And Chris Paul, of course, who I just mentioned. So they got better. Only thing with the Clippers is that they just have guys who are past their prime. Like, when we really think about it, can they sustain an 82-game season? Can they compete with teams like the OKC Thunder getting up and down the court? Just imagine Harden and all them boys trying to chase SGA. I just don't see it happening. But in the regular season, I think they'll be solid enough if they can stay healthy. I expect James Harden to have another dominant season. In the regular season, it remains to be seen, can he keep that same energy in the playoffs and not disappear off the face of the map? I expect Kawhi to be a dog as usual, but can he stay healthy the same way he stayed healthy last season? But they're definitely a top 5 team in the West. Moving along to number 4. Number 4, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves. So the Minnesota Timberwolves didn't make any key additions. They just said, hey, we good, which they're not good. When they went against the OKC Thunder last season, they got exposed. Once they shut down Ant-Man, it's like, yeah, we shut down Ant-Man, y'all got nothing left. Julius Randle needs to take that next step. He needs to be a reliable second option in the playoffs. We know what he's going to do. We know what he's going to do in the regular season, but he has to be able to hit an open jump shot, create some offense for himself and for other guys, because Ant-Man is going to get double teamed in the playoffs when it matters most. I'm not worried about them in the regular season. They're deep. They have Dante DiVincenzo coming off the bench, Naz Reid, a former 6th Man of the Year winner, Jaden McDaniels, one of the best defenders in the league, and Rudy Gobert, probably the best defender at the center position in the NBA, best shot blocker. Also looking for Rob Dillingham to take that next step. Can he get more opportunity to play? I mean, it just seemed like Mike Conley and Nickeil Alexander-Walker got all the minutes last season. So can Rob Dillingham get some opportunity to play and excel in his role as the point guard or backup point guard? But not mad at number 4 for the Timberwolves. Also, guys, quick plug to my clothing brand, Trash Talker. I just dropped some new shorts. Be sure to go check them out. I got them in orange, purple, and red. I think you guys will really like them. Go cop those at trashtalkershop.com after the video. I'll put the link in my description. So number 3, we got the Houston Rockets. So I disagree with this one as well. We know the Rockets made the biggest trade of the offseason by adding Kevin Durant and getting rid of Jalen Green. They also added Dorian Finney-Smith Jr. and Clint Capella. So the Rockets are deep. When you think about it, their starting 5, Fred VanVleet, Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun. I think Jalen Green's time was over with the Rockets after that series with the Warriors, where he just had a great game and then he just disappeared. I mean, it was one or the other. Either he was great or he was just not good at all. There was no middle ground. He just couldn't be a consistent scoring option, a reliable scoring option for the Rockets when they desperately needed him. He's still a young player, so he still has time to develop into that. But I think the Rockets made the right move. They're all in right now. They're championship or bust. But my question for the Rockets is, who's going to be the guy on this team when it's time to get a bucket? It should be Kevin Durant. But here's the thing. The Rockets are a top 2 team in the West. There's no other way around it. Moving along to number 2, according to NBA.com, we got the Denver Nuggets. So the Denver Nuggets are consistently one of the best teams in the West, and they got even better this offseason, in my opinion. They added Cam Johnson in exchange for Michael Porter Jr. and Jonas Valanciunas, and they lost Russell Westbrook. So look, Cam Johnson is a better version of Michael Porter Jr. He's a better offensive player, a better all-around offensive player in terms of being able to shoot and drive the lane. And he's a better decision maker, I think. I mean, Michael Porter Jr., as soon as he gets the rock, he's shooting it. You just know. Like, you're just going for the rebound. Hey, try and get the rebound because we know MPJ is going to shoot it. With Cam Johnson, I think he has some better discretion on offense. I think he's a better team player. And I think he's a guy who really gives effort on defense. Jonas Valanciunas, he's just a backup big for Jokic. You know, when Jokic needs his 10-minute, 12-minute rest per game, he's a guy who's going to be, a big body down there in the paint. And then Russell Westbrook, I think losing Russell Westbrook hurts because Westbrook gives that energy, that passion to the game, that willingness to win that you desperately need, especially in the playoffs. He does make some poor decisions at times, but ultimately I think he's a plus on an NBA team. And I'm still shocked to see that he hasn't been signed to an NBA team. But the Nuggets got better. I don't think they're the number 2 seed. I think the Rockets would be that. But I'm not mad at them being, in the top 3. All right, moving along to the number 1 seed. Of course, we got the OKC Thunder as the best ranked team in the West. They're the best team in the NBA as well. The reigning champions, the best defensive team in basketball when I'm looking at SGA, Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein. As you can see, they made no key additions, no key departures because they didn't need to. Like, they just kept their guys together, guys that's running back. This team has a real chance to be a dynasty. OKC is a reigning MVP in SGA. He can do it all on the court, slows the game down, controls his pace, and a great culture. Like, all those guys, they play for each other, and they're hands down the best team in basketball. But that wraps up another episode of Wrong versus Right. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe below and hit that button. Everybody can be wrong. Everybody can be right. I'm out.